Guys, we are back with a new video and just trying to analyze a topic regarding India lift the ban on Hcq export and just its image in worldwide. So we are having a series of questions for you and just trying to analyze it. So it's time to learn and just ask some questions. So first question is that what is Hcq?
So, guys, we have discussed much on the previous topic or of our previous video. So now we are back with a new video in this the hydroxychloroquine and its impact worldwide. We are going to actually discuss about that particular thing. So the first question which we we must know is what is Hcq. That is really very much important question. So Hcq is an abbreviated form of hydroxychloroquine. And hydroxychloroquine is an anti-malarial drug which have been used by India since a long time and also the world long time to treat malaria. So we can basically say that Hcq is an anti-malarial drug. So in the recent amid of the pandemic of the COVID-19 which we are actually dealing with and since we are in a great problem right now, so and since we do not also have any sort of vaccine about treating how we can treat COVID-19, so there is a great dilemma before us. So according to a recent study of the Indian Council of Medical Research, which is a Delhi-based medical research organization of our government, it has actually said that Hcq or the hydroxychloroquine is a very good substitute, not yet clinically proven, but it is basically a very new and a very smart way to treat the COVID-19 patients. And also India has done lots of trial either in AIMS or in BHU or wherever COVID-19 patients are being treated. So ICMR has actually recommended its use, and so we are actually going to discuss this particular about this particular anti-malarial drug and how it can treat the COVID-19 patients and also save the world from this pandemic.
So viewers, I understand that you just kept that knowledge from that guy. So I think your doubts are clear. So next question is from me that why India lift the ban, or why India banned the export of Hcq and then lifted. What is the reason behind that?
So we can start with this as in a recent news it was actually heard that India has actually banned the export of Hcq and related potential drugs which are very much important to treat the COVID-19. And so we are actually going to discuss with that particular thing in a very great detail. And so why India actually has put a ban on the export of Hcq is that since we are actually also from the recent news about 7,000 to 8,000 cases are also present in India. So there is lot of potential, or there is lots of demand of this particular drug in our country as well. So Indian government before some days, about a week earlier, has actually decided that we are going to put a ban on the export of hydroxychloroquine, since it is also the requirement of the Indian citizen. But since our companies and also our pharmaceutical drug organizations actually have taken the government into some confidence that we actually have a lot of enough stocks, so we actually have also got a lot of orders from various countries like USA, UK and all, because since there is no vaccine present, so there is a great demand of Hcq. So Donald Trump and Joseph Bolsonaro and Netanyahu of Israel, they have actually completely demanded this particular thing. So on humanitarian aid, we have actually lifted this particular ban from exporting the Hcq, and India has actually also sent some of the drugs to the other countries like USA and UK amid this demand of Hcq. So I don't think that since there was also a rumor that India is actually doing this with the threatened or it has been threatened by Donald Trump, which was in a video which which are actually released now. So that is actually some sort of an edited video which we should not consider about much now, and we must definitely see it as a humanitarian crisis, and India's aid or India's decision to lift this particular ban as something which must be seen in order to help the humanity, in which in the time when there is nothing to save this whole particular world, and there even a small candle of flame can do a lot now, and to save this particular wildfire which is actually have taken a huge threat to our world as well. So India is not only it's country centric, but India right now is just actually dealing it as or showing its image as that it is helping the other nations worldwide, so that the humanity must alive. This is because of the fact that India alone cannot do anything in this global world. So it is our a very important responsibility to save other countries as well, if we actually have some sort of things to do.
So I think that you have to learn from that. So my next question is that, as he said that that India have to export all the medicines, or that US and UK just trying to import from India this Hcq and hydrochloroquine medicine, as you say. So our nation have also their requirement. Okay, so my question is that, will India have enough stock of Hcq the export? Tell me.
Yeah, that is a really very much important question. This is because charity actually begins at home, and if you do not have anything to serve your home, and then how can you charitize the people outside your home? So that is a very good question. So actually, we actually have got a great knowledge about that Indian government actually have got some confidence measures from the companies and pharmaceutical industries, that we actually have got a lot of medicines available, and according to a recent report of ICMR secretary, that India would need about 1 crore or 10 million of the Hcq drugs in the next couple of weeks and all. So, but now we actually have a stock of about 3.2 crores of tablet of Hcq. So we actually have a lot now of this. So we also are in enough stock, so we can actually definitely send it to some other countries which also require it in this particular pandemic condition, or which is actually untreatable with some other medicines as well. So we are definitely having a lot of stock, and hence we can actually send it to the other countries, so that the people and the citizens of those particular countries would also be save their lives, and hence the humanity humanity remain alive.
So I think that you just learn it from that. So my next question is that, first of all, I have to clear something, that India is trying to create a humanity against worldwide, as you know. My brother is saying that. So I just trying to ask question from him, that if India lifted the ban on Hcq, so what image in worldwide is India is rising from in international? What's his image? So tell me about that.
That is actually a very good question. That if India is actually doing all these particular sort of stuff, so is there any good stuff for the country in upcoming times? So the answer for that particularly is that since India is actually doing a lot of things and charity for the other countries as well. So India is actually showing its great nation, and just like we are before, sometimes we actually have been called as a great country, like Swami Vivekananda has actually also said that. So in this particular time, we are not seeing about whether we have some enmity with other countries or not. So we are in that particular process, and in that particular charity process, we are just actually trying to deal with this particular pandemic. So the image of the India is definitely is going to be appreciated in the whole world, and also in some of the recent videos and recent news which we particularly have heard. Donald Trump has actually tweeted tweeted that there is a great thank you for to the Narendra Modi and his government, and this particular sort of thing which Indian country is actually doing in this particular sort of condition cannot be forgotten. And Joel Bolsonaro from Brazil and Israel Netanyahu, they are also very much grateful and thankful to our country. So definitely India is going to have a great sort of image after this, when there will be a great normalcy, and when we will just get over from this particular pandemic. So India will definitely have some sort of good image from this particular thing.
So I think that you just learned from this. So my next question is that, especially in terms of USA, what your views about that topic? Because as you know that all of the SARCs and SARC country and 30 other countries are trying to order the Hcq trade or Hcq import from India, and just trying to give order to India that please export Hcq from your country to my country. So my question is that, what the stand of a USA on that India's lifted the ban?
Yeah, that is actually a very good question. Since we are actually since America and India's relations for the world have been a great surprise in the recent past. We have actually withheld Namaste Trump before some weeks when there was no pandemic of COVID-19 there, and also there was a great program organized by Donald Trump government in USA back year as well. So India with Narendra Modi and Donald Trump are actually sharing a very good ideas, and they are actually very good friend as well. So we must definitely analyze this particular topic from the point of view of America, and what India is going to have some sort of a benefit. Since from the recent video we have actually learned that Donald Trump has actually thanked Modi, Narendra Modi, or Honorable Prime Minister, that this is in this particular short of time what is actually being done by Indian government shall be remembered for a very long time. So we must definitely go analyze this topic from the USA centric point of view as well. So I think that this is definitely going to strengthen the relations of the USA and India, and for that India actually may definitely have some sort of advantages which India can get in some upcoming times from the Donald Trump's government. The first one will be that India may definitely ask that since we are actually helping you in this particular pandemic situation, so why not you let us enter into your country and have greater access to your pharmaceutical markets. That is actually number one. The second one is that India may, with the help of USA, can establish some greater technological hubs in our country as well, and in that particular series we can actually also develop some API, that is actually the abbreviated form of an active pharmaceuticals ingredient, and that is actually a very important and potential thing without which we cannot make medicines, and both USA and India are completely dependent upon China for API. So India and USA in this particular term can come together, and with the help of the joint cooperation they may definitely set up some institutes which can produce this API, and hence the dependency of both the countries from the China will definitely be lessened as well. So and the third one which is really very much important is that since USA has actually put some sort of sanctions over Iran, that any of the other countries which is in a great strategic relationship with USA, if it is going to purchase or something from Iran, then it will definitely import some sort of cards. So India is also with that particular particular fear, India is also not very much possessing and not having a bilateral relationship with Iran. So India may definitely ask USA government that they must give some sort of a waiver to them, so that they can also get some crude oils and not completely depend only on Saudi Arabia. So this particular thing will also be a very good thing for the Iran, which is actually also trying to have some sort of financial assistance from IMF and World Bank, because Iran is also very much hit hard by this particular COVID-19 as well. And apart from all this particular thing, with the help of this, India and USA can have a greater strategic partnership, and the growing role of China in this particular world can also be lessened very much, and India and USA can lead this particular world and the global economy by with a great potential. And also the fourth one, which is very much important point, is that with the help of this particular thing, India can also build some sort of permanent security, permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council. So these are some of the advantages or some of the benefits we can actually say that India can actually get from the USA. So that's all which we can actually learn from this particular topic. And
one point that I also add, I will add that. So that one topic that I just want to add, that India just trying to ask USA about the antibiotic that all the antibiotics that are manufactured in China is just trying to shift it in India. That helps a lot. So
yeah,
that's the point is also very important.
Yeah, that is actually also important. That is actually also a very much important point, that whatever the end, since America is actually dealing or having the antibiotics from the China as a hub, so India can also ask USA government to show some sort of shift the antibiotics industries from China to India as well. So that is actually also very much important thing, and that is going to help India in this whole particular thing as well. So another point which I can also add in this particular short of series is that since India is doing all of these particular things for the whole world, so it is actually having a great sort of strategical entanglement with the other countries, and in the upcoming times when we are going to completely conquer this particular pandemic, then India will definitely have some sort of a great friendship with some other countries like Iran, Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan and all, and hence we can just actually particularly say that this is a very good decision to lift up the ban which was earlier proposed by Indian government from Hcq, and so we can actually help this particular humanity to continue and still alive, because eventually there is nothing much more better and more prominent than the humanity to still alive, because if there are no human, then there is nothing like India or China or another USA or as well.
So guys, I think that you just learn a lot of things from this. So stay safe. You're in your home. Stay safe and follow the lockdown and not come out from your home, and follow the quarantine in your home. So not trying to move here and there. So please help your Prime Minister and just destroy or just finish that, conquer this pandemic that coming in our country. So thank you for watching, and this is our end. And
so like, share, and subscribe our channel.
So like, share, and subscribe our channel. And just you have any doubt, then you just comment below. Thank you.